Hello, my Lego friends. We are back. We are going to now start the build on top of the base that we just made. So this is the next portion of what we're going to be doing next. I took some time out and started decorating my folder to put all my ideas into and mark off what we've done so I don't lose focus of what we're doing. And so this is my little folder. I added the white paper, covered up this little space that was torn, and I'm now going to start with what I have with one, which is the base. Now remember, your base is going to look different than my base. You might have a piece that I don't have. Something, I know a friend of mine had a base where it was a flat piece, kind of like this. It had a hole in the middle. I thought that was really cool. I don't have one of those. And I don't even know how to get them unless it comes with like a set, if that makes any sense. What I have, the closest thing I have to that is this little piece. These make for great base pieces to go on top of for the kids to run around. Now you can most definitely add stuff to it if you wanted to add, say, this piece on top of that piece, right? You could definitely do that, or here. I like to lay mine on top, overlapping it, so that the weight is contributed evenly here. But it's definitely up to you. I mean, you can definitely do it from kind of like connect it to here. I mean, this is now the start of your base, right? And you can have 1-story, 2-story. I know that the parks now, all the playgrounds that I see, have multiple levels. I mean, I just went to one in San Francisco that was, 5 stories. It was insane, like completely insane. But be as creative as you want to be. Don't limit yourself to just one level, right? One base. So I have here 2 bases, which I'm going to add to mine. And how you want to get there is completely up to you. It is, what do you have in mind of where your slides are going to be? What do you have in mind of where the placement's going to be? Do you want to place them kind of like this, but like one more level up? Do you want to have a really long slide? Do you want to have a slide that's straight? Do you have a slide that turns? I mean, I have slides that they're already made, of course. They're in my slide box. Let me go get one and show you what I mean by that. So if you want to go really easy, this is my slide box, right? So it's always about what you have at your house. You don't have to go buy anything special. That's the beauty of Legos. Whatever you have, you just simply use, right? I mean, here are my slides. And here are the steps that are going to go onto each level, right? So you could definitely put something here, right? I'm just kind of putting it anywhere. But you see what I mean? That becomes your base, right? If you have just want something small and you want that to be your base, this could be your base and that can be your platform, right? So get building, figure out what you want to do. Now, for myself, I'm not going to do the steps because a lot of builders don't have these. They're not readily available to them. So you're going to have to use your own creativity to come up with steps. You can do something with bricks to make steps on. This is what's going to be pillars. This is what's going to hold up my base. So with that said, let me set these aside because we don't really need these. Not yet. So now, think about what you want to connect your piece to. I typically like to do 4. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. What's going to hold up your base to your platform? What do you have that you could use, right? I have these. I could use those just attached to the bottom, right? That kind of looks fun, right? I have those. Now, if you don't have them, that's okay. You can use these. They work just as nice. You just go like this, figure out how high you want them to be. Here's another one. Use a green one, use a red one, use a blue one. You can use those for your 4. Now, I always go back to my cheat sheet because I don't like to count. I think it takes too long. I go back to this and I go, okay, how many did I add to that? Because remember, I only have 4 of these. I don't have any more. I mean, I do. I could make them, of course. But this is what I have, right? And I can definitely do red, blue, green, yellow, green, blue, red. You can make them as colorful as you want. Matter of fact, I might just do that. I might just go... Oh, that doesn't really work. Okay, well, that doesn't work going up and down. It only works with the little ones. But anyways, left and right, not up and down. Anyhow, so if I'm going to make that, I'm just going to do 2 by 2s. Oh, I left one out. So feel free to go and grab. I'm going to start making these to build. While I'm making them to build them, think about what you want to add for your pillars. I also like to add these guys. These make for excellent pillars. Let's see. Will they fit? Oh, they don't fit unless you put a piece onto it. So don't do those. Those are not going to work. Not going to work. But these work. These are nice too. These guys. You can put one on each side. Like this. It is the quickest one to do if you're going to do any of them at all. These are pretty darn fast to kind of, and figure out where you want to put them. I'm going to put mine just like this. Like that. And that is your first platform, right? That's your first platform. Now, if you wanted to do something that's 2, because you want to do this one higher, is this it? Do these fit into here too? No, they don't. They don't fit in there. Okay, so you have to figure out how you're going to get them to go higher. I'm just going to go like that with mine and make 2 of them, but I'm going to do it this way. Like that. That's how I'm going to make mine. So if you want to go collect 4 of these, or a bunch of the little 1 by 4s, right, the little blocks, a bunch of these, and a bunch of these to put together. However you want to do it, pause the video, go collect them, and then come back. I'm going to build these. I'm going to build 4 of these because I think they look really cool. And that's what I'll be doing for mine. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. I think I'm only going to do 6 of them stacked. Only because that seems like a really nice height. So they don't have anyone tipping over and falling. Okay. I think this will be a good build. All right, so far I've made 3. See? And they're all differently colored. I really like how I've made them colored differently stacked. Now, I could very well make them even more colorful and make them just like this. This is kind of nice. And size them up again. I think I'll use a blue. No, I think I'll use a yellow. Yellow is better. Now I've got 4 equally sized ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that's going to be my 4 legs, right? Yeah. Now here's the fun part about this. Because you're building a base, and I like to think ahead, you could also, there are blocks that have holes through them, like little holes through them. You can use them in place of one of these, right? Because you can add bars to yours. You don't have to be limited to just having those. And I have a bunch of those. also goes for ladders. This could be a very good opportunity to make a ladder to go up to your level, right? So I absolutely love this piece. This piece, I cannot tell you how many things that I use that little whole piece for. Stick things through it. Uh-oh, there it goes. You could stick a lot of things through it. It lets the motion go around and around and around. It's kind of satisfying. Okay, then you have this piece, which I love using because it sticks in there. It doesn't go anywhere else. It just kind of stays in there, right? If you think about that, you could stack them, right? Here's another one. You could stack it, and you could put another bar through here. Now, mind you, these are two different bars. That doesn't exactly stay in there, but you get the idea, right? You get the idea. That could very well go right underneath. See that? Goes right. That could be a really nice ladder to get to the very top of wherever you're going. So you could get very fancy with this. I'm not going to get too fancy. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to go back to my original plan, which is to make these guys, and you can make them wherever you want to make them. If you want to make it at the end, make it at the end. If you want to come back like this, come back like that, right? I like to be a little wider. Uh-oh, we lost one. But do you get the idea of what I'm doing? Yeah? I bet you do. However long this side is, you're going to make there, there, and there. This is why I counted them out. You can make them towards more of the inside like this. Right? It is really however you want to make it. It looks great. It looks great. So now that you have that done, right? You're going to want to figure out where in the world you're going to add this on your playground. Now I'm going to add it right kind of off, not really in the middle, but kind of off. I want to add it right where my pieces go to get connected together. Because then I have a nice platform. You see that? I added my feet. This little guy here, I added him right on the line there. Now if you look closely, you will see that this is where my seam is, where I put the two bases together, right there. And I'm going to try my hardest to make sure those stay together by connecting things like right here. Right there. That I put together. Now I can always take that apart once I start building this foundation here. This is going to be my foundation to my playground. So this is what I'm building onto. And again, I can take that off anytime I want now that I have these two connected. But for right now, that's what I have done. So let's get back to building the second portion of this. So back to the second portion. Now I want to add a second level, but how do I do that, right? Because now, there we go. Now I want to add my platform 2. This is going to be like a good spot for a zip line to be, a good spot for a slide to go down, maybe a fire pole, maybe monkey bars. I mean, it's endless, really. And now the idea is that you want to build off the platform you already have, right? And you're going to put that right on top of it. So it's going to kind of, you can overlap them, put them here, I don't like to overlap because then you have nothing to do in that section. So I'm going to just put it right about here probably. And again, you might have something smaller, you might have something bigger. You're going to have your own, you can have your very own to do. So with that said, how would I add it? I could add this piece. Put that piece there. Which now looks like this. Add it there. I'm going to add another piece. Just going to go here. That makes it really nice. Now I do want to add this to here. So I'm using this piece, and that's going to kind of be my ladder section, so I can put a ladder into there. Now if I do the ladder, it's going to look a lot like this. Handlebars, ladder section. There it is, right? I'm going to add all of that to it. I'm going to put it right here. It's very hard to hold it at the same time. Alright, so I can push down. Push down because I have these pieces connected. So now that piece here, I'm going to connect to here. But I want to make the ladder with you guys. I think the ladder is super important to make. So you're going to take this piece, if you have it. Now, you don't need to have this piece, but if you do have this piece, you're going to want to put on the grids, the grills, which are going to go here, and the handlebars, which are going to go here and here. Let me go grab the two handlebars. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the grills. Let's see. All right, it does not seem like I have enough grills to make that ladder look like the ladder looks right now, which is fine. So instead, what I'm going to use are these pieces here, which is fine because I want you guys to think outside the box. So if you don't have, take that apart. If you don't have those grills, those little lines that look like steps, that's okay. Use this instead. Does the same thing. It looks really nice. So use that instead. Go do 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 do. Better yet, you can always use these pieces. These are better if you have these, because then you can attach your handlebars to this little eye piece here, little bump, right? So you can just kind of stick it there, right? One. Another one. Do you have another one? Two. And I think we're going to have to add this to it, to be honest, because it's too short. So I would get yourself one of these and add it to just make it from scratch. So add it to here. I just put it on the back like that, because I feel like if you don't have much of a steps. The steps are too steep, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna forget I built that. Forget about that. We're gonna build this one instead. So you just need that piece if you have it. If you don't, just put that piece. Add it to here. You don't need this. This just looks fancy. And this can be pressed against the gray piece. Then you're going to take these, which are your stairs, to be your steps, and you're going to add it to each one. Every other space is going to have it. Every other space. 1, 2, 3. I was able to do 4. You could do 5 if you skipped it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, you can only do 4. All right, so here's what it looks like. It looks like steps, right? Now the kicker is this. You can use this for handlebars, right? For kind of like holding onto. And they kind of look like that. You can use whatever you want to use that you have. You can use whatever you want to use that you have. Now, what if you don't have those? That's fine. You can use the handlebars, right? And it's up to you, the look of the handlebars. You can do all black, right? Do all white. You can do whatever you have. You can do every other. I'm going to do kind of every other, so it looks like that. Now that you created this, right? I'm trying to think, what else do I have? I don't have that many fence pieces, which is my problem. So you have to think of how you're going to do it. Now, if you don't have any of these fancy pieces, that's okay. Don't use it. Take it off and use a long piece, because this looks just as amazing as the other one. I mean, look at that. It's like a tree house. Tree house, right? And there you go. It can go up and it can go down. It could go up and it could go down. For us, we're going to add it to where I told you we could add it before. It's going to take some time to kind of put it where you want it to go. Maybe you want it to go further, which I like that, actually, to be honest. I like it further back. So I'm gonna put it maybe 1 up. There you go. Look, that looks amazing. That looks so good. So that is your first platform. Awesome that looks. Look how amazing that looks. You got your steps to go up. You got your 1, 2. You'll need to add 2 more kind of like feet or legs, whatever you want to call it, to add to the platform. But we're getting it. And it doesn't matter what you use, which is the best thing, right? You want to use whatever you have. So if it means you have what I have, great. If it means you make your own, that's fine too. All right, so now we're going to move on to the second layer of this. Right now, that's the first layer. And if you just want to make one layer, make one layer. You don't have to do two. But again, I want to make this easy, but challenging. There's a hard balance between the two, right? Where maybe you only have a little bit, maybe you have a lot. It doesn't matter. So now it would be kind of impossible to put this on top of here because it's going to fall. So you need to kind of do some measurements of what you can do as far as height. I like using tall pieces for this. Tall pieces. So I'm going to use that one and this one. I'm going to put it together like that. Remember, use whatever you have. I'm going to turn around because it looks better. That's how I'm going to make mine. And I've got 4 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and make those. 1, 2. Again, however you want to get your height, whatever you want to build with it, is completely up to you. And one more. Although, do I not have? Oh, I don't have 3 of them. I don't have any more that look the same, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to use 2 of these. Now, the interesting thing about this piece is that it's very weak right now, right? These are very weak. Like you can almost break it. When I get a techno piece, which I have, there are these red itty bitties. If you look on the inside, the side of that, you're going to see kind of like an X or a T, right? Those pieces go inside of this. It makes it extra sturdy. So if I put one in there, it's not going to go any further. It kind of stops. See how we have that? That is what you want to do whenever you're building with the techno pieces. Put that one in there too. So you're going to want to take 2 red techno pieces if you have them. If you don't have them, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But if you want to build it extra strong, you may want to add it. And I also like to put everything together so it looks really nice and clean, right? You have a good side and a bad side. It's not such a good side. And remember, you can use these in different ways. You could use that as a monkey bar. You really totally could. Because the funny thing is with these people, look at this. They really do hang on to almost anything. How cool is that? So when you're using any of these pieces, they don't have to be used just to stand up and down. They can be used for almost anything. That's the coolest thing about Legos, right? So now you have a nice, strong... Now let's make sure that they're the same height. Are they indeed the same height? I think they are. It looks to be. Yes, it's true. All right, so now that I have 4 of them equally, let's see if they're... No. Oh, no. I am off by a lot. But that's okay. How can I make up the difference? Guess straight pieces? It's kind of straight pieces. So I will go back and I will grab 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 of the 1 by 8s, I think. 8 of the 1 by 8s. Let me go grab the 1 by 8s. Let me take my little cheat sheet. Or, no, I think 1 by 6, actually. But I'll see. Now, these are not going to be the same colors because I don't have time to dig through all of my stash to kind of get to it. I just want to see. Yeah, it's going to be 1 by 6, not 1 by 8s. Set that aside. I'm going to set that aside. All right, so the question is, it looks like it's going to be that piece. So we're going to find whatever piece you have to go across them. And I'll probably do it on the floor end, because I think that looks best. I think. So we do the same thing. Whoa, change of plans, not like that. No problem. Let's see what happens. If I add that there, I'm still going to build up, I think. So 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. That's pretty much it. So you're going to have to kind of eyeball this and see what works best with what you're working with. There really isn't, I can't really tell you. It's whatever you have, and you have to kind of just go with what your vision is, which is why you want to write this stuff down and think, oh, what do I have and what could I use, and just start building your base. So go finish with your building. I'm going to finish with mine. I have figured out that I need to have now 2 more of my 6-piece ones and 6 more of my flats. All right, now that I've come back and I have my flats and I've got my bricks, I'm going to add 2 of these. And I kind of like to stick with the same color, so I'm just going to go my flat with my brick. And I need another one, so I guess I'd do yellow. Yellow seems fine. Another one of these, which match the one that I just built. I gotta do the same thing 2 more times. So I'm just gonna do the same thing 2 more times. Connect that, add that. There it is. Now I've got 2, got 1 more. This with 2 more flats. Then I can add it to this guy, which I'm gonna add it to this guy, because I need, nope, I already did that. Uh-oh. I guess I'm going to take that apart. All right, so I'm going to add that to this guy, just like that. So now I have my 2 long pieces, my block piece, my 2 little straight pieces. Got 2 of them. Now I've got to do the same thing with this one, which I already made. Put that on top of here. Now I'm going to add that to this one, which is going to go like that, I think. And I think it's going to go like this. Yep, I think this is going to go here. I think it's going to look really nice. This could actually be the start of my, what do I call it? The start of my swing sets, I think. This would be a really good swing set area, I think. I think it'd be great. Now, if I'm looking at this, I've just made my second platform, right? It's where all the slides are going to come out of, the zip line, all that fun stuff's going to happen here. It's going to start right here. So with that in mind, does it look nice on each side? It does. So it looks really nice and clean here. It looks really nice and clean here. Everything looks really nice and tidy except for this one, because it ran out. I don't have enough Legos apparently. So one day I'll get myself some more Legos, but for right now I'm just using what I have. Now this seems like, I think I messed up. I did. So that's okay. So this should actually be, this should be probably one more away, so I gotta take these away. That's okay. Whoa. Okay, no big deal. It's always gonna happen. So then I'm gonna take one away. Oh, that one already came off. Sometimes I don't think about the extra piece I have here, which is fine. So in reality, I just need one of that and one of this. Now, it could be different for you because obviously you're building with a different kind of Legos. So depending on what you're trying to get. So with that said, this is the one that has to come off. And then I have to make sure that, again, it looks nice together. So that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a nice one. And then we'll do this one. And heck, maybe this is wrong too. Who knows? But anyways, all right. So now we have that. Yeah, that looks nice, I think. All right, so we'll just add that to there. We'll just add that. I think this is what I should have done at the very beginning, but it's okay. All right. Yeah, it seems nice. So now I go like this. Oh. I can't do it that way. It's got to go. I do have to do it this way. Jeez. Okie dokie, said Pinocchio. Kind of glad I did it. Okay, now we're building off the base, I suppose. Making sure it still looks nice, and it does. Making sure that still looks nice, and it does. Making sure that still looks nice. It does. Now I've learned that I can't put it directly from there. I'm going to have to do it this way. So everything is facing that way. If I face it that way, it doesn't want to work. I don't know. So now, depending on how you want this to go, you could very well not want it to be, and I don't think it's going to work again. So let's see. What if I clip this in here? Because this very well could just be because it's one up. Yeah, that seems fine. You're going to have to really work with these to kind of put it in place wherever you want it to be. You might want to offset it. You might want to have it nice. You may want to have it away. Now, I kind of messed this up, but it's okay. I'm just going to go right under there. Okay. Now, the question is it sturdy enough to now hook this into it? Oh, I was actually right. It should have been, no, am I right? Oh yeah, I was right. I should have kept that, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't want to go through that again. So I'm going to take this piece and put it here. And this piece on the other side. Now, remember, it's always going to be kind of different. You have a vision, but it's kind of like it's going to change depending on what you want to do with it. Because we're not really working as a set. So there we go. This is pretty stable. So I've got my 4 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. Then I've got my steps going up, right? And then I got another base right here. So this is literally what it looks like. Oh no. All right. So that's what it looks like, right? It's pretty tall. We have the whole other area of playground to use. The whole other playground to use. And then we have the yellow base going up to the blue base, right? So we have all that stuff. Now that we have the base finished, right? We can now start to do the rest of the playground. And that is how you build a base. Now remember, you can do one platform, 2 platforms. You could do 3 platforms. So now that we have the platforms done, you're going to have to think of a way to get the kids to climb on top of the first yellow one that I made. So do you want to do a ladder? Do you want to make a net, right? So I like to make the net, but not a lot of builders have nets, which is fine. But think of what you could make and create to get your people, your Lego people, up to the base, right? I mean, we have one ladder. Do you want to make it again? I mean, I have this ladder here that I could definitely add to it and create another kind of a way to get up to my my base. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. Again, you can always add these little pieces here and make a ladder to go up, right? I mean, this is all completely up to you. You can even do a rope. Add a rope to it. I'm going to add, just because I think it's fun, I'm going to add a netting to mine. All right, so I'm going to add my netting to mine, and it's pretty easy to do. It's not hard at all. It's like one of the easiest things to do. You find yourself a net, right? Now, this is one that I ended up getting from a book bag a long, long time ago. I just saved it, and I have so much of this that I've saved. Now, if you don't have a net around your house, right? Maybe you have a net from Lego Builds. I don't have that many. And that's my problem. Here's something else kind of unique that you could add to yours. Because you're trying to figure out how you're going to get your Lego figures onto these platforms. This is another fun thing you can add to yours. You could make this as a bridge, right? You can make it as steps to climb up. You can really, man, you could do so much with this. It just sticks right, it's just so beautiful. Just sticks right there. It's the easiest thing I can think of that literally doesn't have at all any effort, right? There it is. It just kind of just sticks there. I've used this many, 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 many times. It just kind of sticks onto, because it has this claw that sticks on. And it just kind of stays there. It's really quite beautiful. And if you wanted to, you could add a bumper to kind of keep it in place. Now, mind you that it's not that sturdy, but you can find a way to stick that bad boy on there. But anything that you can use to get your Lego figures to that base is what you're looking for. I'm trying to think of what else you could possibly use to get it up there. But I'm going to go ahead and build my netting so you can see it, how I build my net. I'm going to build it right. I don't want to drop my coffee. My coffee is a very needy thing to have. Let me see. All right, so if I build my net, and let's just say that I want to put it right here. I'm going to add it right like that. All I'm going to do is take any of these pieces. And I just fit it on top of here. Believe it or not, that is enough to secure it right in place. I'm going to show that to you. I literally just pressed it down. See how nice that is? It doesn't come off. It's really nice. Depending on what kind of netting you have, depends on how long of a piece you need. Maybe you have a little hey, maybe I want to cut this one and make it shorter. I mean, you could do so many things. And all you're doing is pressing down. Now, what you do up here, you'll have to do down here. So I would take another one. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll do that one. That one seems okay. And maybe I'll do a fence. This piece here, right? Maybe I'll put that at the very bottom. But I'm just giving you an example of what you can do with a net. All you gotta do is go like this, and heck, I just put that in place. And this is not going, it's really sturdy. And then if you have a Lego figure, he can hang out there. How cool is that? He can climb up the net. He can slide down the net, whatever he wants to do. But that gives you a little bit of a taste of what else you can add to your base to get your Lego figures to go up and get to the top. So I will be adding the net in another video, but that's just kind of an example of what you can do with your base. And I'm going to take this away because I don't exactly want to add that right now. I'm going to take this away. So that is your base, and that is all there is to it. And I hope you guys have some really nice Lego pieces that you could add as your base. Some of you already have Lego sets that have a base. Add it. Take it from whatever build you did before previously and add it to the structure you just made. Now remember, this is the foundation of our playground. So we're going to be building off of these two or one, whatever you have as far as your playground starting point, if that makes at all any sense. So this is going to be your starting point. Now we're going to add some slides for our next video. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope this was a fun build.